Ben? No.
What time is it, Ben?
No, Johnny.
Say it!
I don't wanna!
Say it!
To give you a little behind the scenes of my studio audience today. Hi, Clover. Say hello to YouTube. No? You're too shy? Okay. What is up, everybody? It's your boy, Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns. Back from vacation. Back to the content. And today's video, we will be recapping and That's my cousin's dog. We will be recapping and spoiling Fantastic Four First Steps. So again, if you haven't seen it and you don't want to be spoiled, click off. I'll still be here when you get back. But if you have seen it, let's enjoy the ride and let's enjoy this movie review. So with that being said, you can see her a little right there. Let's dive right in. So this review is slightly late because I was on vacation, then I had to see it, and now I'm recording. It is what it is. We roll with the punches here. I've said that before. This is the second year in a row a Marvel movie has come out while I've been on vacation, and I've had to delay seeing it. And the streak will continue next year. As of right now, as long as Spider-Man Brand New Day stays in the same opening spot, it will be the same thing. Marvel has 52 weeks a year to pick from, and they picked the 1 week I'm on vacation. Come on, guys. Really? But anyway, Fantastic Four First Steps. We go to Earth 828, and that plays a pivotal role in all this, folks. Remember that. And we meet Reed Richards, played by Pedro Pascal, the guy that is absolutely everywhere. And of course, Sue Storm, played by Vanessa Kirby. They are husband and wife. In the movie, we find out Sue Storm is pregnant, just like Vanessa Kirby currently is in real life.
Oh my God.
You are going to be the best dad. Just kidding. You are out of your depth. But
So we find out the Fantastic Four have been around for 4 years. So it's not an origin story. Thank goodness. I don't think we need any more origin stories from the Fantastic Four, Batman, Superman, anything of that nature. And then we see the Thing in a sweater vest. He's played by Ebon Moss-Bachrach. I'm probably saying that wrong. Then we see Johnny Storm, and he's played by my boy, the MVP of this movie, Joseph Quinn. That name's much easier to pronounce. Stranger Things representing up in here. We have a scene where it's just Johnny and Reed, and Johnny's trying to, figure Reed out, and Reed's acting all nervous, and Johnny knows he's really nervous about the baby coming, but we see at one point Reed Richards stretching, and that's always a cool scene to see. That was the first time we saw it in this movie, so that was pretty cool. Reed's main problem is he's worried his kid is going to have superpowers. He does not want that, and he thinks that would be a bad thing for his child to have. The Fantastic Four then get an alert, a disturbance in the Force, if you will. And all of a sudden we see a silver character on a surfboard coming in, and it's the Silver Surfer, played by Julia Garner. And Ozark fans, that is Ruth. Some of the best TV lines in history she has delivered. And yes, she is playing the Silver Surfer. She says planet Earth 828 has been marked for death, and that Galactus is indeed coming. So Silver Surfer's heading back up. Johnny goes after her. Johnny and Silver Surfer have a bit of a moment, and Johnny's fallen in love. Silver Surfer says something in a language that Johnny does not understand, and then kicks Johnny off, and that's it for that moment. And in the next scene, we see all of the Fantastic Four get new spacesuits. Johnny's been complaining about his for a while now, and Reed finally delivered, and Johnny was like, whoa, these are amazing. The next few scenes are the Fantastic Four preparing to go to space. They want to get to Galactus before Galactus gets to them. I get that motto, but wouldn't you rather him come to your turf instead of you going to his? I don't know. I'd rather have home field advantage. That's just me. Of course, Johnny is still mesmerized and in love with the Silver Surfer, and he's trying to figure out what she said to him in that moment. I don't have the exact quote, of course. And they finally get up there. They meet the Silver Surfer, and the Silver Surfer says, Galactus will meet you. You shouldn't have come. So we find out Silver Surfer is making the calls on which planets for Galactus to destroy. Silver Surfer chose Earth 828. Galactus gives the Fantastic Four an ultimatum. He sees Sue Storm is pregnant. He says, you sacrifice your child, give him to me. I will not clean out and attack Earth 828. The Fantastic Four are not going for it, because of course they're not. And they try and take it to Galactus. And Galactus manhandles them. The Silver Surfer is trying to get at their baby, but luckily they fight her off for a while. And then on the way back to Earth 828, Sue Storm gives birth to future Avenger Franklin Richards. So the Fantastic Four get back to their planet, and the press is waiting for them. They're like, did you destroy Galactus? Like, what happened? They were like, no, we did not. And they found out, well, Reed offered it up, and he said the price Galactus was asking was just way too much. And the press was like, well, what was he asking for? And Reed says, our baby. And the press is kind of understanding, but they're kind of like, wait, what does that mean for us? Is Galactus still coming, or are we in trouble? Like, what's the issue here? So they're kind of getting heated, but they're also kind of like, I get it. And Reed and Sue are like, we're not giving up Franklin for anybody. And Sue talks to the protesters and the press, and like I said, she said, I'm not giving up my son, and they will be going down and taking Galactus out. So they're coming for Galactus one way or another. Johnny is still trying to figure out the Silver Surfer's language, and then in that moment, they know Galactus is coming. They've seen spottings of him, so they're preparing for his arrival. In one of the funnier scenes of the movie, everyone's on a curfew, so like power shuts out at a certain time. The Thing is trying to shave, but the power shuts out mid-shave, and he has a beard, and Johnny's like, hey, just rock it. It looks pretty cool. But Johnny does laugh at him in that moment, of course. The Fantastic Four try and lock down their planet, but with like 10 seconds left, the Silver Surfer gets in, and she's like, let's go, baby. Julia Garner, she was the other MVP of this movie. Her and Joseph Quinn, in my humblest of opinions. Johnny and her have a moment, and Johnny starts speaking to her in her language, and she's like, how do you know that? We find out her name is Shalabal, and we go through her backstory of her sacrificing herself for her planet, but in return, she had to be the Silver Surfer. And we actually saw Julia Garner, like, without the gold and silver and all that jazz. So it was pretty cool to see that. So Johnny feels kind of bad, like, oh, I didn't know all that. So Johnny's like, hey, like, I'll offer myself up. Please don't take Franklin. And Silver Surfer's like, that is not your decision to make. Alright, folks, messed up a bit. Missed a part of my review. Don't know how I did that, but we're gonna just add this in, I guess. It's only a little part. It's nothing really major, but to keep with the momentum. Alright, so we find out the Fantastic Four went to space, and that's when they got their powers. Reed Richards messed up something, and they all came back with these extraordinary powers. And then we see at one point Paul Walter Hauser, great actor, very funny, as Mole Man trying to take over the city, and the Fantastic Four is like, nah, bro, you ain't doing this. Yeah, we see the Thing in a sweater vest, which was really weird, and now we are back towards the end of the movie. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that. So, Reed and Sue are like, we have to use Franklin as bait for Galactus. Johnny and the Thing are not happy about that, but they back off because they're the parents. And Mole Man, as earlier mentioned, comes back to help to evacuate the city. Galactus finally shows, and he destroys everything in his sight. He's a dangerous, dangerous thing. The bait of Franklin doesn't really work because they set him up in a carrier, and then they switched out the carrier, but Galactus knew that they switched out and it was a fake. And then we see a pretty awesome scene of Galactus nearly ripping Reed Richards in half. Even he was getting stretched way too thin. And then as Reed is being stretched out, Johnny is riding the Thing in, and he says, come on, say the thing, say this thing, say the thing, say the thing. And the Thing goes, It's clobbering time! Like CM Punk. So, Sue uses all of her power to send Galactus back to where he came from. And we think it's enough for a minute until Galactus starts climbing back through. Johnny sees this and he's like, tell Franklin Uncle Johnny loves him. Johnny's about to make the ultimate sacrifice until the Silver Surfer comes in, knocks him out of the way, shoots over, and takes Galactus out. So Johnny turned the Silver Surfer face for that moment in time, and the Silver Surfer sacrificed herself for the Fantastic Four. And the Silver Surfer knocked Galactus back to wherever he hails from, the sky, another planet, I don't know. So we have about a 5-minute window of us thinking Sue Storm is not going to make it out. Reed is trying to give her mouth-to-mouth. It is not working. Reed puts Franklin on her. Franklin, touches her shoulders, and she comes back. And that's when we realize Franklin Richards is a pretty powerful little guy. He's going to be a big player going forward for sure. Don't know who's going to play him, but much more of him to come for sure. So everyone rejoices. Sue is alive, all that. And we go back, and they're about to come on the talk show as the Fantastic Five. And we overhear Johnny talking to one of the makeup girls, saying, the surfboard doesn't come with the attire. Like I said, Joseph Quinn, you were the MVP, bud. So he's still clearly digging the Silver Surfer. He just doesn't know where she is, or if she's even still alive. As they are about to be introduced as the Fantastic Five to the studio audience, they all get an alert. They need to run off, and as they're being introduced, they're like, the Fantastic Five, and nobody's there. They're all trying to get in the car, but they're also trying to buckle Franklin in. So the Thing, Johnny, and Reed are all trying to buckle it, and it takes them about 2 minutes. Sue's laughing in the back. She's having a grand old time, and eventually they figure it out. They ride off into the sky. End of movie. Now, if you're new here or new to Marvel, there are after credits. Now, honestly, this should have been the second after credit, but I guess they didn't want to keep people waiting around. First after credit, and oh boy, was this a doozy. It is 4 years later now. Vanessa is reading to little Franklin, and Franklin's clearly a genius. She goes to get another book, and when she comes back, we see a green robe, and we see Franklin face to face with an unmasked, you don't see him, but you see the mask on the ground, Dr. Doom. Oh boy, Dr. Doom's MCU debut. And believe it or not, that was Robert Downey Jr. in the attire. So that Robert Downey Jr.'s first time as Dr. Doom in the after credit of Fantastic Four. First steps. All roads lead to Doom. We're about a year and a half, maybe a little less, away from Avengers Doomsday. This is probably the last multiverse movie until Doomsday, because Spider-Man Brand New Day is going to be street level. So this after credit clearly happened before the Thunderbolts after credit of them seeing the Fantastic Four ship, because Sue still on 828 in this after credit. So a lot of things are going on, and I don't know what direction they're going, and that's exciting. I love that. That's what Marvel always used to be about. You didn't know where they were going, but I love it. And the second after credit. Now, if you are watching this before the Fantastic Four First Steps viewing for yourself, leave after the first after credit, because this one is pointless. If you had to throw this in there as a nod or a salute, fine, but do it in the first one, man. Save Dr. Doom for last. It's just a cartoon version of the Fantastic Four. Like, it was a cool nod, a cool tribute, whatever. But, like, this didn't deserve to be an after credit. There should be, like, the mid-credit at best. Didn't care for it. Didn't like that this was in there, but whatever. I stuck around because, you know, Marvel movies. I regret it, but here we are. So, final rating. 7 out of 10. I really enjoyed it. I was invested. I loved Joseph Quinn. I thought the characters were really cool. The Silver Surfer was really cool. Galactus was really cool. I thought it hit on a lot of levels for me. Unlike Superman, fight me in the comments if you want. Superman was terrible. But yes, the Fantastic Four gets a 7 out of 10. Can't give it a 4 out of 10, I'm sorry. But yeah, Fantastic Four First Steps. What did you think about it? Comment below. My next video is going to be a SummerSlam, I went there kind of video thing. So that should be cool. I'm leaving this Friday at the time of recording for SummerSlam. Spending a weekend in New Jersey. A lot of fun. If you see me out there, say hello. But until next time, make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that like button. And sorry about missing some parts of the review, folks. I don't know how I did it. But here we are. So be it. But until next time, I am Bobby from Bobby's Breakdowns, and we will see you in the next one. Later.